It was the 15th anniversary of 9/11, and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were both in New York City for the memorial. There's Hillary Clinton wearing very odd blue sunglasses. No one else in the crowd was wearing sunglasses at all. It was partly cloudy, not particularly bright out, and it was a typical fall day in New York. At that time in the morning, it was about 24 degrees Celsius, about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So the memorial is just getting going, and things get weird all of a sudden. Some of the Democrats standing next to Clinton looked concerned. There's New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, and suddenly Hillary Clinton left. She just left in a hurry. No explanation. She just walked out. A woman, I don't know, an aide, a nurse, I'm not sure, was holding her hand, taking her pulse, I don't know. No explanation was given. Actually, it was worse than no explanation. According to NBC, which was filming Hillary Clinton on behalf of a consortium of TV stations called A Pool, NBC said, and I quote, "We are told by the campaign that we are no longer allowed to shoot anything from the ceremony," unquote. Say what? So Hillary Clinton just suddenly told NBC and all the other reporters following her that they are not allowed to record anything? The only thing more shocking than that absurd demand is that the media complied with it. Well, of course they did. Look at them there. Here they are on her campaign plane a few days before. They're in love with her. They'll do anything to help Hillary Clinton. Not a single reporter was curious enough or independent enough or entrepreneurial enough or stubborn enough to follow the woman who in less than 2 months may be elected president of the United States. When she leaves an important national event for some sort of undisclosed emergency, not one reporter followed. The Clinton campaign provided no explanation. In fact, like I said, they told reporters to sit and roll over, and they did. They said nothing was wrong, the Clinton campaign. They said Clinton was just a little bit hot, so she was leaving. Really? So no one just offered her a bottle of water? Leaving, eh? It was room temperature and breezy. Thousands of people were fine at that 9/11 memorial, but Clinton, well, listen to the mainstream media just for a moment.
The big story today has been the fact that Secretary Clinton left rather unceremoniously, having become overheated. We should say the weather has been horrific. Very hot, extremely humid temperatures. She was adorned in a long-sleeved coat.
She has an unbelievably challenging, taxing schedule that would be so physically for anybody, right? Let alone somebody you know, who's her age. And frankly, standing for a long period of time. There is, you know, something that a fainting reflex that's called vasovagal syncope, which is not uncommon. Sure. With that excessive heat, if she didn't eat enough that morning or drink enough that morning, it could happen to anybody. Yeah.
And that would have been the last of it, because how would anyone know any differently? But there happens to be a guy with the wonderful name Zdenek Gazda, who happened to be where the Clinton campaign didn't want him to be. He was a Czech tourist. And he had his cell phone, and he filmed Hillary Clinton getting into her van. Now, Zdenek wants to charge us $2,000 to use the footage in this video, which we can't afford. But take a look at his tweet. Now, someone else was nearby and uploaded this video to the internet. Take a look. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That's not Hillary Clinton feeling a little bit hot. She was teetering, tottering. She had to be propped up. She had to be hoisted into the van. She actually stumbled. She fell. She lost her shoe. Her shoe was left. Her campaign was in such a hurry to whisk her off, they didn't stop to get her shoe. It was just like Cinderella, except she wasn't racing against the clock striking midnight. She was racing against any media catching her having what? A seizure? Some sort of episode? Take a look again. The Secret Service officers are blocking some of the shot, but you can still see her fall. Just look. Sorry, that's not being a little bit hot. That's being thrown into a van like a bag of potatoes. Look at her foot, how limp it was. She was not moving on her own power. And still the Clinton campaign said it was nothing, just some overheating. I love that line. You know, it reminded me of this seizure that Hillary Clinton had a few months ago when a bunch of reporters started talking to her all at once and she sort of panicked. Clinton staff said that she was just joking around, faking a seizure, because you know she's got such a great sense of humor like that. Yeah, no. They always have some line, don't they? And there's always some journalist willing to repeat it uncritically. I mean, you saw what MSNBC said. Now here's CNN. Look at that. Look at that on the screen there, saying that what you saw, that seizure, that fainting, that's just Hillary Clinton. She just tripped. Like tripping on a shoelace. Could happen to anyone. No. Fainting, stumbling, having to be carried. No. She tripped. Just like on Labor Day last week when she had a 4-minute coughing fit. Her campaign said, no, that's just allergies. But really, you have one of the most important women in the world, could be elected president in less than 2 months, and you have this kind of seizure or fit or whatever. So what do you do with her? Well, what would you do if it were your 69-year-old mother or grandmother? Why, you would take her to the emergency room of the nearest hospital, at least to have her checked out, make sure she's okay, get her stabilized. And if she really had suffered from heat exhaustion, maybe get her rehydrated on an IV drip, right? Wrong. You're not thinking like a Clinton. Clintons hide facts. They hide secrets. They smash old Blackberries. They delete emails. They shred things. They keep secrets. They bend rules. They control things and information and people. Do you really think they'd take Clinton to a hospital where there would probably be more cameras and suddenly people they didn't control, like doctors or nurses not on the payroll, would find out her real health situation? Of course not. They wouldn't take her to a real hospital. A real hospital would ask for her medical history, ask what medication she's on. They'd run tests. They'd ask questions. None of that works for Hillary Clinton, so they took her to her daughter's apartment, Chelsea's apartment. How bizarre is that?
How are you feeling, Secretary Clinton? Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you very much.
And ta-da, look who walked out a few hours later, fit as a fiddle, and saying she's perfectly fine, just a little bit of heat exhaustion. A little drink of water was all it took. And look, there's a beautiful little girl that the Secret Service just allowed to walk through to give Clinton a hug. That's so beautiful. But it wasn't working. You see, no one was buying the line that the fainting, collapsing seizure was just because she was warm. It wasn't working because the video got out. So the Clinton campaign doctor, the doctor on the payroll, not some untrustworthy stranger at a hospital, the Clinton official campaign doctor put out a press release announcing that Hillary Clinton had pneumonia and that she had been diagnosed with it back on Friday, and it just got worse in the heat or whatever. So the first Clinton excuse was, there's nothing wrong, don't ask. Then it was, Hillary Clinton's a little bit hot, don't ask. Then the whole world saw the videos, especially the one by Zdenek. So then they claimed she had pneumonia. But then why was she going to public events, breathing on people? Why did she hug a little girl? Pneumonia is infectious. It's particularly dangerous to children and senior citizens like Clinton. What doctor would diagnose Clinton on Friday and then send her off to fundraisers and speeches and close quarters with staff? Here's what a reporter from Bloomberg said Hillary Clinton did on Friday, quote, Friday, day Clinton diagnosed with pneumonia, she appeared at 2 fundraisers, ran a 2-hour national security meeting, did a presser, sat for CNN interview. But that reporter, who followed Clinton pretty closely that day, says there's no evidence Clinton saw a doctor that day. And of course, the Clintons only said that all happened after their first 3 alibis broke down yesterday. And immediately, the media establishment pivoted to Hillary Clinton's new defense. Here's C-list Hollywood celebrity Patton Oswalt getting in on it. Wait, so Hillary has pneumonia and she's still campaigning as hard as she is? You realize how badass that is, right? Yeah. Oh, that's really badass. I bet that's really striking fear. in the hearts of Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un of North Korea. So is that alibi the truth? Clinton said she was in fine health when she walked out of her daughter's apartment and hugged the little girl. Then her campaign says, no, she's seriously sick. She said it was heat exhaustion, then it was nothing, then it was pneumonia, or maybe it's allergies. So which one was the lie? With the Clintons, you never know, do you? All you know is that you can't trust them ever. And now you know the only thing less trustworthy than a Clinton is the media covering a Clinton.
It could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant. Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.